I think when people say, I can't balance my electrolytes on carnivore, yes, when we don't eat or consume a lot of glucose, we have less water retention. So, what if we are naturally imbalanced in our electrolytes, no matter how much sodium or electrolytes we consume, we're not balancing? What if that's always an issue? Carbs will mask it, but it's not resolving it. And one hormone, to give you an example, on CIRS, when you have the low MSH, it affects your antidiuretic hormone. And that ADH is what helps you to hold on to water. And so there's a lot of carnivores, they're constantly thirsty, constantly drinking, but the ADH hormone is low. So they just keep peeing it out. So they never feel hydrated. So what if that's the issue and not an electrolyte imbalance so that they need to add carbs?
Both my parents are like, they're good now.
Okay.
They're good now, but they're so sick if they're not on this diet that they would be dead. Like, it's crazy. My mom has lupus and my dad has like severe depression
Okay.
if he's not on the diet, and amongst other things with like psoriasis, he had GERD. And my dad, his reactions are like they're more
Okay.
acute, I would say, when he accidentally eats something. So if he goes to a restaurant, he gets hit with something and he knows that he's having a reaction because he gets extremely anxious, but he gets so thirsty. He'll drink like 7 liters of water. Like, he's just like waking up at night drinking water. And we
Right.
thought, well, maybe it's your body trying to like
Flush
flush
out.
out whatever's having, like, giving you an allergic reaction. But it would be nice to get like less reactive for them too.
Right.
Particularly my dad.
One big component of CIRS is mental illness. It's a huge component. So a lot of the markers, they become, it affects your blood-brain barrier, causes it to be permeable. So a lot of people, I'll just give you a few examples of my client patients. A lot of people have been diagnosed with bipolar. They
Uh-huh.
will go to their doctors and then they'll do all the blood work on the adaptive side, which is not the side that this is affecting. And the doctor says, your CRP looks good. Your insulin is good, right? Because they're on a carnivore diet. Everything's good. I think it's in your head. And so they recommend them to a psychiatrist and they get them on meds because they are believing or feeling these fake symptoms. And as we test for CIRS, we realize actually there are toxins that are getting into your brain because it's breached from the blood-brain barrier because of the certain markers that are inflamed. With all that said, the best way to test is there's a vision test. I would say that's the most economical way to start. So if you fail this vision test, and it's a contrast sensitivity test, the Air Force is the one that created this test, and what they do, and they still use it now, is they want you to take a simple test to see, can you see contrast? And it's really faint. It's like these gray squiggly lines. And if your brain function isn't optimal, you will not see those lines. And it's $15. You could do it online if you have a decent computer, modern
That's
electronic.
cool.
If you fail it, there's a 90% chance you are suffering from CIRS. And then afterward, the other thing to look at is there's a cluster of symptoms that most CIRS people are suffering with. Now, carnivore will mask some of them. So a lot of people will say, oh, I don't suffer from a lot of those symptoms anymore. Maybe I only have half. But it's the question is it because carnivore is doing so well with that? So that's the other thing to look at. If you fall into 8 of the 13 clusters, which are symptomologies, you just have to look at the chart, and then you fail the VCS test, the chance of you having CIRS is 98%.
DoctorsToTrust.com, the world's #1 site for short annotated nutrition videos, 100% free.